I'm Insomniac.
And I'm Pops.
And this is Shooting the Shit.
a.k.a. Chatting with Pops.
Was good.
And that one was pretty decent. I'd like to see something.
Alright, we're at episode 50 here of Shooting the Shit, a.k.a. Chatting with Pops. And today we have a few topics from the same person as the last episode, I believe. And to clear up the confusion that we had for 10 minutes on camera, it's Scout Recon SGT. We said to just call him Luke.
Luke.
So that's, we'll call him Luke. These topics are from him. There are 3 of them.
And come on, he's made all new topics. You guys have to send new topics.
He's
Come on.
some great topics here. Although, so quite a few of you did send in some topics. I have them on the list. So we'll get around to them. The 3 topics are, the first one says, if you could get rid of any one state, what would it be and why? The next one says, what is the most annoying accent? And the last one is, if you had the ability to pass one thing into law, what would it be and why? Let's start with what is the most annoying accent?
Well, I have to say, and this has nothing to do with anything but what the question was. What is the most annoying accent? And for me, absolutely, it's any Arabic, Middle Eastern accent. The minute I hear folks talking, for me, it just grates on me. It grates on me, and again, this has nothing to do beyond what the question's asking, and that's it. When I hear it, it's like, it's a reviling language and the accent and how, he's talking about the accent, but even when I hear them talking, so there is their own accent in the talking, it grates on me, So there's my answer on that.
For me, it's Eastern European languages. Russian, Polish, Ukrainian, all those. For some reason, they're just not pleasing accents at all. And interestingly enough, more so if it's a guy. If it's a guy with like a Russian accent, for some reason that just gets under my skin. I don't know what it is about that. I mean, they're harsh languages to begin with, so I guess to like somebody who just speaks English to our ear, I mean, it's a very kind of harsh language to begin with. Well, all those Eastern European languages, but yeah, that's pretty simple for me. Eastern European accents of the variety noted. If we could pass one thing into law, what would it be? Like hard law.
I mean, so now, because now from state to state, laws differ.
He didn't specify, but I will zoom in on it. If you could pass one thing into national law, like federal, has to be followed in this country law.
Wow, this is actually a tough question. Hey, you want to go? Because I got things going through my head.
Sure, I got a tie for 2 of them. It's a tie. The first one is you have to speak English. Not amongst yourselves, like if you're in a family group or whatever, cool, speak whatever language you want. Not if you're here on vacation. Because if I go on vacation in another country, surely I'm not going to know their language. That's all cool. If you live here, you have to speak English in public, and that's all there is to it.
Pass that into law.
Law. Where like if you're out there driving an Uber, like I had to deal with for years when I did security, and somebody pulls up and they can't speak to you in English, I should be able to call the cops. And that guy should get a fine and have his license taken away. Why are you driving a car here if you don't speak English?
Wow. All right.
Second one, everyone knows where I'm going with this. High beams. Law. National law. If you drive with your high beams on and you're not by yourself on like a country road somewhere, first offense should be a $500 fine. Second offense should be jail time, 30 days at least. Third offense, they take the headlights out of your car and or take your license away. You will have to drive around with a flashlight for the rest of your life. Like out the window. Trying to see where you're going. High beams. I'm dead fucking serious. In fact, I'd probably start a petition for the high beam law before the speak English law.
Wow. So you're serious now with these 2 fucking
I'm 100% serious.
These 2 things you just said. I had posed that I may not curse today, or much. But
when the hell did we do that?
I did for myself, but there's something wrong with you. So it's going to be hard not to curse because he's nuts.
What's wrong with either one of those? If you can't communicate with people in this country, you shouldn't be out in public. And if you have your high beams on, you're one of the lowest life forms
go
in the whole
back
country.
to your first one.
What about it?
See, here's the thing. We just did the same guy's topics last week. The home of the free, the land of the brave.
Like that.
All that. This is America. And see, that's the thing. All of us should have our fucking civil liberties. All of us. All right? So
what's that have to do with speaking English in public? The recognized national language here is English. If you're doing things in public, I shouldn't have to know another language to deal with you.
Well,
I said
it is a strange situation.
I said
but
right
that's
in there,
America.
you don't have to abandon your culture, and I'm not saying speaking another language is illegal. If you're sitting on a park bench with your mom, and you guys are speaking fucking whatever, German, it doesn't matter. Cool, that's no problem. But then if you're gonna stand up and deal with me, don't speak to me in German.
I'm trying to think of some serious shit that can be passed into law.
I was very serious about both of those.
All right, well, okay.
And like I said, more so the high beams.
Well, this is a tough question for me because I have thoughts and ideas and feelings about some of the things where I think this country does drop the fucking ball, and I'm sure you disagree. Maybe even the guy writing in may disagree. I think that there's people in this country who truly are not well, are destitute, who need help, and there's just not the right programs and help for them. And I say this very seriously. I've had my own problems in my life. We always thought, and I'm the first two here when we sit down like last week or whenever. Yeah, man, this is a great country. And it is a great country. It's the greatest country. But there's times we just drop the fucking ball. And, honestly, I'd like to see set into motions, laws that would help people who have problems. I don't care if it's from depression, which isn't nothing, or maybe you suffer from anxiety, depression, panic, or we'll go to those which people mock off as nothing, which aren't nothing. They're very serious. To bipolar, to schizophrenic, to people are sick. It fucking makes my stomach turn when I have to see someone laying on the ground, hasn't been washed, they're just laying on the ground. You know what I'm saying? And I see that way too often. And unfortunately, a lot of these folks are mentally ill. I think that there should be a law passed, where we should take care of our own properly. Not bullshit stuff. Not people fucking with the system, robbing the system when they don't need it, or they just don't want to do something with their life and get their life together and find a way to be productive. I'm not talking about that. The welfare system. I'm not exactly even talking about welfare, but I'm talking about taking care of our own. And unfortunately, some of these people laying down on the ground and that are sick are veterans, just like this gentleman who requested this question. You guys should never come home and be laying on the fucking ground outside and not have anything and be destitute and be sick. There should be help. There should be help. It should be mandatory. I say mandatory too because real help to get you on your feet. And those, not even people that are servicemen, but those that are struggling, there should be help. Real fucking help. And no matter what you have, don't have, or you have, there shouldn't be the shit where you have a little bit of this, so we're not going to help you. Sell your fucking house, sell your soul, sell your fucking eye teeth, then we'll help you. We want to make you poor. So America drops the ball in a lot of places. This is truly my feelings.
Let me make the distinction on where we disagree on that. I've never in my life disagreed on the fact that people should get help. The problem is that the form of help that most people seem to want in this country is money. There should be government mandated, orientations and programs and things like that to help people get back on their feet to make themselves money. No, we shouldn't be signing people up that have any type of disability or mental illness, minus the ones that absolutely can't work for the rest of their lives, and just giving them money that's coming out of my paycheck and my taxes. Well, that is complete bullshit. That whole system, I'm glad that things are going backwards in terms of, the money that's being handed out, because people don't deserve money for nothing. And I'm not talking about veterans. They made the ultimate sacrifice. When they come back here, they should be getting their checks, and they should be taken care of on all levels. But when it comes to just people who have problems, look, millions, if not billions of people have problems. And some people learn how to deal with it themselves, and the rest of them actually need the help. And the government could step in there and, make...
There should be help.
There should be help. But the help shouldn't be, here's a check for X amount of dollars, a month.
I'm saying
that's
help.
not it.
And if it comes down to a check because they can't work or they're really that banged up.
Only if they can't work. We both know that there are shit tons of people that are collecting checks.
I'm not arguing that. I know
but that's
that
my
for a
point
fact.
all the time, and then you act like we differ on the situation. But my idea is that I know tons of people, and I'm sure everybody watching this knows people that are sitting home. They might have an actual problem or two, but they're not, unable to work for the rest of their lives, and they're just sitting home collecting a check.
I'm not talking about them.
But that's who I'm always talking about.
I don't know how they would take this system and fix it. They never.
I mean, sure, you're gonna need some financial assistance until you're back on your feet and working. But the ultimate goal should be to get you back into society,
no question,
as a productive member of society.
But unfortunately,
not we feel bad for you. Here's money.
Tons of people falling through the cracks, and people that should never be falling through the cracks. So, that's
right.
That's
and homelessness, I think that there's no excuse for that at all.
Should be none, and that's my key part of that. Funny you bringing it up, which is why I was bringing laying on the ground out.
Of course, then I think one of the arguments that comes into play, and of course I think the majority of it is what you're saying, it's corruption and this and that. But some of the arguments that come into play, even probably with some people that are homeless or have whatever problems they have, is that to make it a law that you have to be helped.
Well,
then it kind of infringes on your freedom. Some people, I mean, this sounds fucking nuts, but some people are just happy to be a junkie.
Well,
they're just all right.
Now that he brought that up, I'm going to throw this in, even though this would be like you're saying two parts. If you could fucking give methadone and needles and everything free to an addict, and I know they're sick and suffering as well, then why the fuck don't you give somebody that has cancer and sick chemotherapy for free? What the fuck's up with that? Again, you want to pass things in the
price difference between the two.
Yeah, because the fucking big pharma motherfucking devils, they're running this fucking country. There is no God to them and no God to too many people out here, and they could just be God. Oh man, one day, one fine happy day. Oof.
Well,
I feel
like
bad
I'm saying,
for
I think
some people.
The government should be stepping in and giving more assistance, but not in terms of finances.
There's a lot of twisted stuff in this country, and for me, some things should be really fixed. Want to sign something in? Let's really fix the mess, because there's too much mess out here. So that's my answers on that.
Well, let's get on to a happier topic. What state would you get rid of?
You go. Oh. I know what you're gonna say.
Well, here, that nice wall that Donald Trump wants to build, which I'd like to go down there and help them build it. But anyway, that awesome wall that Donald Trump wants to build along the southern border, well, it should start going across to the west and then stop at California and then shoot north and just build that wall around the rest of California. Let's get rid of them. First of all, they don't want to be part of the country anyway. They've been signing petitions to try to secede from the United States for a while now. So here's what I say we do. We give them their wish. We build the wall around California and the southern border, and we let them have everything they want. No guns, open borders, socialism, the whole nine. And then in 10 years, when they're all killing each other and starving to death, and they figure out that they would rather be the United States than Venezuela, well then, hey, we can let them back in, but we will not let them be a part of our judicial system anymore. They can't vote. They can't have any say on any laws, because, I mean, they're a really big thorn in the side of this country. Literally, that big-ass ugly thing over there in the West Coast. Big thorn in the side of this country. They create so many problems.
A lot of trash comes out of there.
Stupid fucking ideas.
Man.
I mean, and that's why also I said, on top of not being able to influence any laws, once we let them back in, not allowed to vote. Because we don't need any of those people having a say in who runs anything here. So, yeah, I'm saying let's get rid of California. Either that or, like, at some point, I'm sure, they'll have an earthquake that just breaks the country off and they float into the Pacific.
Yeah, that's supposed to be the deal, but...
Do that. That's...
Hasn't happened.
Whatever you want to do. But leave the rest of this country to fuck alone. Please, I'm all for letting them be... We can go down to 49 states. That's cool with me.
Now, Washington, D.C., is not a state, the District of Columbia, right?
Technically.
So for me, if I could just cut that whole fucking area out and dump it out into the fucking sea, be better off to me, because very little good there. I don't know how to run this fucking country as far as I'm concerned. Everybody there.
Currently?
Everybody there, as far as I'm concerned. Hasn't been in so long, can't even remember.
And this is where we are on political opposite ends of the
spectrum.
There you go.
So there you go.
So when in the last 25 years has the country been in better shape than currently? Outside of the political climate and people hating each other because, the left can't stand losing.
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. It's been a long, long time.
What I'm saying is,
people picked on everybody.
In the last year and a half, this country's been phenomenal in comparison to the rest of the time I've been alive. What exactly is the problem over there? Besides, I think you're forgetting
that's your opinion, and half your other friends out here.
Based on what?
Based on this country.
Based on
is
facts
a big
and
fucking
numbers.
Mess.
You're just another person that hates Donald Trump.
I don't hate Donald Trump.
Yeah, all right.
I don't hate Donald Trump.
And you're also forgetting the fact that if you get rid of Washington, D.C., they just move the capital somewhere else.
Well, that's too bad. Because then we'd have to dump the whole fucking country in the sea. That's my feelings on that.
Holy crap.
That's right. Fucking nothing good there. Nothing. It's as bad as California in another way. Hey, that's your opinion. It's my opinion.
So Dad wants to move to California.
No.
I want to get rid of California.
No, I don't want to move to
Why not? They're all politically in line with you.
No, they're not. No, I disagree with you there. I'm not in line with California one bit. You would never get me to California. Like I said, you're right. You don't even build a wall. Like I said about watching, chip it off and let the big one come. Let the big earthquake
Their biggest
come.
adversary is the current administration. And that seems to be your biggest adversary. So what's the difference between you and California?
No, that's not my biggest.
Besides
the whole
3,000
fucking
miles.
Washington. Everybody there. Not just, it's got to be Trump because you're saying that. Everybody
right
there.
now, Trump runs Washington.
People don't know how...
He's the commander-in-chief.
He's not running shit.
He's running everything. That's why everyone's losing their mind. He's actually getting shit done.
I'm telling you, you got a bunch of wackos that don't know how to get along and get things done. I disagree.
Well, half of them are wackos.
And some's getting done.
Who just don't want to get anything done because Donald Trump's president. And those assholes need to go.
But what? That's every president that goes on. I was never down with Obama, but we just go back to Obama.
No, the difference
and
there...
then now you flip the sides, right?
No, because the difference there wasn't
that's all they do.
The difference there wasn't that they wanted to lock things up because Obama was in office. They didn't agree with any of the shit he was trying to put through.
Well,
that's why they kept locking things up.
I just said every president, but I said you could just step back one, and it's like...
Yeah, but see, the difference is these people that are in there now are blocking things up because they hate the president. As where before you had Republicans clogging things up because they didn't want any of Obama's absolutely fucking terrible ideas to actually happen.
Well,
they were trying to protect the country. Now you have people that are just sour about the fact that they don't like Donald Trump, so, they refuse to actually come together and work on real issues.
This shit's been going on forever. That's my point. What the fuck good is it? Fucking government. All we do is get our hands tied every time you turn around somewhere in some way, whether it be local government, them, your hands are tied.
That's what you should be really looking at. We're like the third worst state in the country. I think after
it's disgusting.
You got California, New York, and then us. Like the guy we have running our state now is absolutely horrible. Yep. So anyway, this was our episode, and this is why you're here. So
That's
you
it.
could watch me and Pops disagree on stuff.
That's exactly right. He'll hit me with stuff and accuse me of stuff that he's wrong about. I'm actually saying you're wrong, and he's hitting me with it. And if
we went from two proud Americans in the last episode
I am
to
a proud American. I am.
This guy doesn't like Trump.
And I never said that. Now, for all you guys out there listening, I never said I don't like Trump. This clown is saying that, so I hope they're smart enough to know that you're a fucking jadrul and you're accusing me of something that ain't the case.
Bill Clinton said I never slept with that woman.
The hell are you talking? I'm not even... Forget this. This guy, he's a fucking stu-nut. It's all bullshit. And what he's saying ain't fucking the fact, so don't be taking that as facts.
America.
You got questions, write them underneath. I'll give you a fucking answer.
So this was... will you? Because you're not answering a lot of comments.
No, I fucking answer. I commented. What are you talking? You fucking guy. All right, so where are we at?
This is episode 50.
Yeah.
This was fun.
That was great. And I get accused of all kinds of shit.
Anyway,
like
I said, good times.
I don't even know what the hell you're talking about.
And
cuckoo bastard.
We could always use more topics, although we do have some new topics to work with now, but that doesn't mean get lazy and don't leave topics. Although if you're watching this and you are not a patron, first of all, it means you're watching this a week after it came out. Secondly, that means you're not allowed to leave topics. So if you would like to see these episodes as soon as they come out, you'd like to be able to leave topics and be a part of the Cool Kid Club, hit that link at the top of the video description and sign up
Yeah,
for the Patreon page.
sign up. Yeah, sign up.
We can certainly
We
use
don't
some
give
help.
a fuck who you are either.
I mean, geez, it's a
Sign
dollar.
the fuck up.
Yeah, plus you get all kinds of other awesome benefits and rewards that go along with my channels and my work. So
All right, anyway,
this was episode 51.
51.
No, 50.
Oh, I wish it was 1 for a few people. Oh, don't take that out. You'll probably take it out. But anyway, I wish it was 1. Leave that in.
I don't know what happened. This end of this episode went way off the rails. See you all in episode 51.